Hey there, and welcome to this course on Tarrega's Study in T. TI 226. What does that mean? It's just a way that we catalog his works. So this is a study in C. What does it mean? It means we're in the key of C. Who is Tarrega? He's a heavyweight in the guitar world. If you haven't yet, then go and read a quick bio of his on Wikipedia. Go onto YouTube, maybe listen to some of his music played by some different people. He's one of the best composers for guitar. So good. This etude has a couple of wonderful and unique challenges in it, mainly to do with barring. So if you're playing this, you might be early to the world of bar chords, and it's a great one for that because it has a few different scenarios using bars. And it also goes up into some of the upper positions. So if you haven't played very much up here, then this is a chance to get up there. If you have, then, well, you'll be right at home. All the way up to the 8th fret. So what we're going to do in this video is we're just going to take a broad overview of the piece, look at it, make sure that we know what's going on, get the lay of the land, the view from 30,000 feet, and then in subsequent videos, we'll be looking at each little individual section. We've split it up into sections, and each individual one will just go through with a fine-tooth comb. So to begin with, let's just take a look at this score here, just to say these numbers in the squares, these are the practice sections. So I made those. That's just how we're organizing this course. It didn't have anything to do with the way that he did it. It largely coincides very conveniently on this piece of paper to the beginnings of lines more times than not, except for the first couple. So that's very convenient, but it's not always like that. So it's I wouldn't split things into lines usually, unless it just happens to be organized like that on the page. What is the form of this piece, and what does that even mean? So we're going to look for big navigational roadmap spots, and the first one we come to is this repeat sign. And where does it repeat back to? Once we see a repeat sign, we start looking backwards until we find either another repeat sign or the beginning of the piece. And in this case, it's the beginning of the piece. So then this section is the big A section, A. And it repeats. So it's going to go A, A, because it did the same section twice. Then here's another sign right here. And then that's going to go until we get to, the very end. Let's get a different green. So that'll go till we get to the very end. And so then this is the big B section. And so we have B, B. So our overall form is A, A, B, B. Binary form is what that is called. So the next thing that we're going to do here is just glance through and look for things, look for markings, and make sure that we just know more or less what everything is. And so the first one is this word simile. Do we know what simile means? It just means keep going, keep doing the same thing. That has to do with the right hand fingering, which is a PIMA. Right hand fingering, P thumb, I index, M middle, A ring finger, annular is what that stands for. Then we also have these little marks right here, accent marks. And that just means bring that note out. It becomes a melody note. That does. Also looking at this, we'll look at the specifics of each section as we go, but there are a few things such as this right here. We have a V and then a dotted line that goes to there. So the V, just in case you don't know this, Roman numerals, I is 1, V is 5. That's all we'll use in this one. That's the Roman numeral, that's the fret number, 5th fret. And so whenever you see a Roman numeral like that, it typically means bar there. So it's a sign that says make a bar chord there, and it might say half bar or half 5 or something like that. The dotted line just tells you how long to hold that bar on. So that's what this means right here. Here it is again with the 1, just a little one. Here's another one down here with the 1, a full measure. These are so that's the bar chords within there. We also have some high notes. So as we get right here, we're barring up in the 5th fret, we get up into some high notes in here. And so then the question would be, do I know these notes? And do I know what these notes are? And if not, then maybe just check them out. Count up if you know some. If you know the very top line, every good boy does fine, then you can just count right up to when you get there, and just know what it is. Find it on the guitar so that you know, okay, what's the highest note of the piece? Okay, now I know it. It doesn't mean anything except that it just happens to be the highest note of the piece. Okay, I think that's pretty much it here for what we'll be doing. Andante, what does that mean? It's pretty much a walking pace, 96 to 104. That's a nice broad range. You can aim for that in there. All right, I think that's just about it for this one. In the next one, we will get started in earnest with section number 1. See you there.